Hello, my name is Jean Quintus and I am publishing a new fly every month on my website www.meckejang.lu. You see it there.
The fly of the month of January 2016 is a Bann special salmon fly. To tie this fly we will use a Partridge CS14 in size 7 up to 15, a black medium tying thread. The tag will be made with twisted silver wire. For the tail we will use the red breast feathers of gold pheasant. The rear body will be made with yellow floss or uni-stretch. For the ribbing we will use twisted silver wire. The center hackle will consist of an hot orange cock feather. Front body will be made with black floss or uni-stretch. For the wings we will use 2 jungle cock feathers tied in roofed, and the front hackle will be made with silver badger cock. In addition we will need some UV glue or blackhead cement. Tie in the thread at the eye of the hook and wind it in close turns to the end of the shank of the hook. That means quietly at the height of the points of the hook. We will cut off the excess of tying thread and tie in the twisted silver wire at this point to make the tag of the fly. We fix the silver wire, bring back the thread, and then we'll wind the silver twisted wire in direction of the curvature of the hook for 5 to 6 turns. When we have completed these turns, we'll bring the wire in between the 2 hooks to the front. We will tie it off in front of the tag. Then we will flip the wire backwards back into the gap between the 2 points. Then we will tie in a red gold pheasant breast feather by its tip. For this we will brush back all the fiber tips, tie in the tip of the feather, fold back the tip and secure it with a few turns. Then we will cut off the excess of the tip. We'll fix the stem of the feather in our hackle pliers, brush back the fiber tips and wind the first turn of the hackle. Oh, the stem broke. We'll have to get it back into our hackle pliers. Yes. After the first turn, brush back again all the fiber tips and wind the second turn of the hackle. We are going to secure the feather now with a few turns of tying thread. Cut off the excess of the feather. Then I'm winding the thread back into direction of the eye of the hook. Move the silicone ring which is on my bobbin holder, move it over the feathers, and then I'll secure them exactly up to the tag. Bring back the silicone ring to the bobbin. brush back the fiber tips, and then we will tie in the yellow uni-stretch close to the center of the hook shank. We'll wind the uni-stretch backwards to the point where the tail is extending over the tag, and then we will wind it back in direction of the eye of the hook. When we are slightly further on than the center of the hook shank, we will tie off the uni-stretch by winding a few turns of tying thread around the uni-stretch and then fixing it in the position. Then we'll bring the silver wire back through the 2 points. Make sure that we do not trap any gold fastened fiber tips, and then we'll wind 3 turns of ribbing over the yellow uni-stretch. We'll tie off the ribbing wire with 2 or 3 turns and leave it hanging to the front. Then we will tie in the orange cock feather with its tip. Bring back the tip backwards, secure it, and by holding the bobbin under tension, we will tear off the tip. Now we can use our scissors, move them over the stem of the feather to bring back the fiber tips to the rear of the quill, and then we'll wind 2 turns of wet hackle with this feather. Put it in the hackle pliers, hold the fiber tips backwards, wind the first turn, which is not that easy if you have a camera in front of you, and then release everything and brush back all the fiber tips again. Wind the second turn, and then tie off the feather. Two or 3 turns, and then we'll cut off the excess of the feather. We'll bring back the ribbing wire to the rear and wind the tying thread in direction of the eye of the hook. Here we'll now tie in the black uni-stretch, a few turns to secure it, pull it into these windings, add another 2 turns, and then we'll wind the black uni-stretch backwards to the center hacker. Then again back to the eye of the hook. Secure the unistretch by winding 2 or 3 turns of thread around the unistretch and then 1 turn around the hook shank. Then we can cut off the excess of unistretch. Take the ribbing wire back to the front and wind 3 turns of ribbing around the hook shank to the front. Tie off the ribbing wire under the hook shank with 2 or 3 turns. Then we will turn around the hook shank by 180 degrees, make a slight kink into the ribbing wire and secure this point. Cut off the excess of ribbing wire. Turn the hook back into its normal position, and then we'll tie in 2 jungle cock feathers roofed onto the hook shank. Flip back the stems of the feather, secure them, and cut them off or tear them off. Then we will tie in the silver badger feather by its point. Flip back the tip of the feather and again remove the tip by tearing it off. With the scissors that we pass over the stem of the feather, we will brush backwards the tips of the feather. We'll grab the feather with our hackle pliers. Using our fingers, we will bring backwards all the fiber tips and wind the first turn of the wet hackle. Release them, bring back everything to the rear and turn the second turn. Back up, we'll secure these 2 turns of hackle with additional windings of our thread. And then we'll cut off the excess of the feather. Grab the few tips of the feather that are still standing out over the eye of the hook, secure them and wind the head of the fly. Whip finish. And cut off the thread. Last thing we need to do is to put either a drop of UV glue, like I'm doing it here, on the head, or a drop of black head cement if you prefer. With the UV glue, you just put it on, distribute it correctly, and then using the UV light will harden the head of the fly.
You can download the detailed tying instructions for this fly and for all the previous ones on my website www.meckejang.lu. Leave a message in the guest book with your email address and I will send you a mail every time a new fly is published. See you in tight lines.